the was launched.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of AF24NEWS Talks. Today, just like always, we are going to be discussing some of the most important issues happening in Nigeria today. And this week, we have the upcoming first year anniversary of the Tinubu government in Nigeria. Recall that in May 2023, May 29, 2023, the Tinubu administration was sworn in, and Nigerians had their expectations, and the government itself had its promises to Nigerians. And now, a year has passed since then. There have been policies introduced and revoked. We have seen the effect of the decisions of the government on the economic indices across different sectors. And today we are going to be discussing just so far what we think about the administration and what we rate the administration's performance so far. So, first of all, let me introduce my panelists. To my right, I have Dr. Olayinka Oyegbile, the editor of AF24 News, and to my left, I have Dr. Olabisi Deji-Folutile, a director here at AF24 News. So I'm going to start by asking Dr. Olabisi, just to give us a summation of everything that you've noticed in the last 1 year from this administration.
Wow, what a big summation. Let me say good evening to everyone, or good day to everyone from whichever part of the world you are watching us right now. Yeah, about the President Bola Tinubu's last 1 year administration, a summation. I would say it's a mixed feeling, in the sense that we've seen an administration that came to power or to government that has been making moves. You can see action. Let me put it that way. In the last 1 year, we've been seeing actions, we've been seeing policies, we've been seeing pronouncements, statements, and different kinds of things in that direction. Yeah, which was unlike the situation before he came to power. Remember, before then, Nigerians were even wondering if they had a president. There was even a time that there was a rumor that the president was actually dead, and that somebody was acting that role. That shows you how the government then was distant to the populace. And of course, at that time, the whole environment was just too silent. Even when there were issues, you will be begging for answers. But that is not the situation this time around. We've seen a very vibrant administration in the last 1 year. We've had a feeling that Nigeria is being governed. No doubt, no matter who you are, if you come to this country now, you know that something is happening. Somebody is in power. As a matter of fact, the name of Bola Tinubu is in the mouth of everyone. Whether for good or for bad is a different thing. But we know that there has been a lot of activities in Nigeria in the last 1 year. If you want me to talk about what I feel about those activities, I will also say that the activities also have been mixed, in that economically, the government has taken so many decisions, especially monetary and fiscal, in the area of monetary and fiscal policies, which is meant to control the high inflation rate in the country. And is it working? Is it not working? We can't tell. Like former President Obasanjo said also, that this administration took two major decisions that were necessary, but were they well implemented is another thing. We saw a decision on fuel subsidy removal, and we also saw the decision on harmonization of the foreign exchange at all markets. And those two decisions were basically the things that we can say triggered off whatever economic thing we are seeing in Nigeria now. Well, good decisions, removal of fuel subsidy, good, but implementation, was it okay? Where are we? Personally, I know that whatever it is, the administration seems to have made the poor poorer. Have they made the rich richer? We do not know. All I can say for now is that it does seem that the purchasing power of the average Nigerian has gone down, and that is why that is not even too far-fetched. You can see that from the inflation figure, which is about 33%, and mind you, that went up 11 times in the last 11 months, to show you that we've been on high inflation rates in the past 11 months. So, well, don't let me say everything. Let Dr. Oyegbile have something to say. I don't know what you want to ask him. And I also hope that I've not muddled anything together. I hope I've been able to communicate something to the people out there.
You made a glaring point about the fact that there are mixed conclusions that one can draw in the positive and in the negatives of what this administration has done so far. So I just want to ask Dr. Yegbile what he sees to be the most glaring shortcoming of the government so far. If we're talking about one key issue that we feel like the government did not attack properly or did not attack in the best way, what do you think that is?
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I think that the very first day the president came in, he came in on a very bad note, as if his government is coming to punish Nigerians for voting for him. Why do I say this? Even when, during the time when military was the fashion in Africa or in Nigeria, when a new military government comes in, it takes some decisions that people would feel that, oh, okay, your government is coming in new, you may be a bit better than the one that left. However, Bola Tinubu came in on May 29th and said subsidy is gone forever. That simple statement triggered a lot of problem in the country, inflation here and there. So you ask yourself, the outgone government of Muhammadu Buhari had made provision for the so-called subsidy till the end of June. So why don't you come in, study the template, and see whether the template that was led for you is good? At least let people enjoy that 1 month of so-called subsidy, because as far as I'm concerned, I still have some big doubts about when they talk of this subsidy thing. Okay, now you came in, you took away the subsidy, and all these things we know, all those who are collecting this so-called subsidy, they know them, they have their records, NNPC have their records. You can't punish those ones because maybe they are your friends or they are powerful people, and then you decided that, okay, let me punish the whole of Nigeria. That's the way I'm saying that issue of fuel subsidy. Because if you had come in and said that, okay, you want to study it and see if you have to go with that template or you have to jettison it. And also, you now say that you are coming in to hit the ground running, and that it was a bold decision you have taken. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think that's the best way to be bold. The best way to be bold is to study the problem, because the fear which most people are defending the so-called removal of subsidy was that if he had not done it at that time, he would not be able to do it again. Why are they saying that? Because they are saying that people will prevail on him. But if you claim to be a bold man, that you can take bold decisions, you study a situation, and if you find it that no, it is not good, you decide, and that to me is a sign of displaying boldness. But in the system that we had, it was not. Also, the decision to float the naira. Two key economic issues were taken almost back to back without any thought about how it will affect the economy. You said you will hit the ground running. Up till this moment, 1 year after, we are still talking about minimum wage. If you know that you are going to take away the subsidy, why did you not also at the same breath even give a little cushion to workers? Because as it is now, whichever day, 1 year after, they decide to raise the minimum wage, prices of things will also go up. So it is double jeopardy for workers. You have increased the fuel price went up. You now increase the salary, price will jump again. And also, most of the prices of food, I'm not even concerned about other prices of things, whether it is clothing or so on and so forth. No, prices of food. All these is hinged on the price of fuel. And as long as the fuel is expensive, because people keep asking, when you go to the market, the malam that is selling tomato will tell you that dollar has risen. And people will be asking, what has pepper got to do with dollar? It has a lot to do with it. Because he buys, he pays to transport the pepper to the market. And it is all affected by the price of fuel. So, as far as I can see, the president and his chorus men and boys are saying that he has done well, he's doing very well. Well, maybe to them, but I believe to majority of Nigerians, to whom I belong, the president, his best is not good enough for Nigerians, for now. We might say 1 year is too short to judge him, but for goodness sake, 1 year after, by next year, it will be 2 years. The third year, there will be election. Then when are we going to begin to judge him? I think for now, maybe in the second year it might improve, but for so far so good. I think I'm not as actually impressed as he should be, because this is a man who said that he has dreamt all his life to be Nigeria's president. And if you have dreamt all your life to be Nigeria's president, I thought you would have a blueprint. But what we are seeing is flip-flop. You release a name today or a list today, tomorrow you withdraw it. They will say this. I mean, that doesn't show as if like a government that knows what it's doing.
Well, to take that note and to try to flip it a bit so that we can have a balanced conversation.
Okay.
So we've looked at the most glaring shortcomings of this government, and we've said that, okay, in these areas regarding the decision making, the pacing of those decisions, there was a huge negative there. But to you, Dr. Deji-Folutile, do you think that there were any key positives that we can note from this administration so far in this 1 year?
Yes, I think so. I think there are key positives. And like I said earlier on, it still has to do with our monetary and fiscal policies. The same problem we are having now, are the areas of the strength of the administration. For example, we were talking about the fact that the last administration relied on means and
Ways and
ways and
means.
means. Okay, that's printing money
Mm.
endlessly. Okay, even if this administration is still printing money, at least it knows that it is wrong to do so. Do you understand? Because I can't say for sure that it's not doing what it accused the last administration of doing. Then also in the area of our commonwealth, which is the our crude, uh, our crude, that is where we get majority of our money from. By the time this administration came to power, the external, the I don't know how they call it, the
The
external
reserves.
reserve was empty in a country where oil is supposed to be our major means of revenue. I think that situation has changed now.
Mm.
I also think that the number of barrels that we produce daily has also improved. That is a positivity too. And also in the area of taxation, I think this administration is getting more money from taxes. But do not forget that I told you that some of the things that are positives are the things causing pains to Nigerians. You may be getting more money from tax, but how are you improving on production? Are you taxing the poor and making them poorer by just ex- eh, 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 extorting money from them? Or are you allowing them to pay tax based on productivity and the rest of that? That I cannot say is the situation, but they are making more money. And also, what else have they done that is right? What else have they done that is right? I also think that in the area of minerals, solid minerals development, they are also improving on the development in that area. Also in the passport application system, they've also improved tremendously in that area, because now you can actually apply for your passport as an individual and get it processed. The process is far, far better than what it used to be. So they've done well there. What else? Where else have they done well that I can't remember now? But one thing that they have not done well at all, that could have made what they have done to for me to applaud them wholeheartedly, is in the area of cost of governance, which has not been reduced at all. We've seen situations where Nigerians have kept on tightening their belts, making sacrifices, whereas people in government have kept on spending and spending. This administration is on record the one that appoints the largest, has the largest political appointments. You cannot do that when you are saying that you are cutting cost. And also, it's on record that this administration went for climate change conference with the largest contingent that Nigeria had ever done. You get it? That's, arguably. So that's also a problem. So when you have an administration that has not dealt with that side of governance, you can't really give them a pass mark, because there are also other areas I don't want to talk about in terms of corruption and the rest that have also come up under this administration, cases that we never heard of. Overall, I will still repeat what I said earlier on. There is such a mixed feeling, but I think it's more towards the negatives, right? For the people than the positive. For the government, it could be more of success, but in the lives of Nigerians for now, which could also be argued that, well, it's always like that when you are trying to do reforms and the rest. But they need to convince Nigerians that they are actually reforming by also reducing their own expenses, so that everybody will know that all of us, we are together.
Touch all of us.
Yes, it will touch all of us. But as it is, it's like it's touching
Only the people.
only the masses, the poor. So I will say again, let the poor breathe.
Well, I want to just go to concluding the episode. Going back to Dr. Oyegbile, what do you think? Like, if you had a scorecard of for this administration, like over 100, what would you give this administration, and what is your reason for that score?
Well, taking that people are saying 1 year is too early to score a 4-year tenure, I'll give an average mark and say that there is room for improvement. You see, some of the area of success that Madam pointed out, yes, the issue of passport, that's a good one. But the question is, how many millions are interested or go to collect passport, talking about the 200 million of the population? I mean, if food is cheap and transport is bearable, people will credit the government. Then let the elite complain about passport issue. And because as far as I know, well, somehow passport issue is an elite thing. The people who want to travel or who want to do anything. The common man, the farmer in Kaurana Moda who can't go to his farm, the farmer in my Ogbomoso area who can't go to his farm with his eyes closed. Well, you know, people now do what they call close to house farming. Unlike before when they go far, 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 because everybody's afraid. Security. So the government also need to wrap up on the issue of security. We had it was under Buhari, but it shouldn't be the same thing under President Tinubu. President Tinubu should wrap up his security team and let them make life easy. Honestly, if the issue of security is guaranteed, the food inflation we are talking about, part of it is people can't go to farm. Secondly, even the few that go to the farm, it's expensive to transport the food. So all those things are things that they need to work on. If those two are worked on, I believe that many people will join in saluting the courage which the government has wanting us to credit it with.
So, Dr. Deji-Folutile, what score would you give the administration, and what is your reason for that score?
Well, if I want to score, because I saw that Dr. Oyegbile stylishly avoided scoring the administration. If I want to score it on 100 in this 1 year, I will limit that 1 year of what I can see. I will score this administration probably 22%.
22.
Yeah, 22%.
That's F9.
It's F9. Yeah. I say that carefully. Yes, I agree that the administration has made moves, many positive moves, and all of that. But you see, administration is about the people. And anything that you do that is not taking care of the people, no matter how good they are, you have failed. You understand? I still believe that whatever the government has done in terms of um, policies, in terms of decisions they've taken, I still believe that if they had introduced a bit of human face into them, it would have been better. So, and that is why I'm scoring the administration low. I think whatever they did not put the people at the center. It is even possible you can get people that will be ready to go through challenges and just believing that this thing is aimed at a particular end, which is going to be success for them. But if you don't do that, whatever you do, as good as it may be, is not going to be okay. Take for instance now this issue of light, the new band A, band B, band Z that we are having now. I believe that people should pay for the power they consume, and I also believe that power is not cheap anywhere. But the control over the discourse and all of these people engage in this thing is not tight. Let me give you an example of my own area now. Basically, this disco, Ikeja disco, to be quite specific, puts my area on band B, but they charge me based on band B. I pay 62.
They put you on band C.
They put me on band B in their. They said I'm on band B, and I pay 62 or 67 naira as per band B charge. But they now put my area on a band C feeder. That is fraud. So I'm getting 1 day light, 7 days off, and I'm paying for a band B that is supposed to give me 16 hours light, and nobody is doing anything about that. I'm just talking about this in my own area, for example. So other people will be suffering from such. So whatever it is that we do, that we ensure that people are not left to suffer, they are very important. So my scoring, I've explained the basis for it, so that if there is anything that can be done to correct it, so that maybe next year I can review my score.
Well, hopefully next year we will be able to have another, because this is 25% of the administration that is over now. If we divide it based on percentages, by this time next year, half of the tenure will be done. And perhaps that's a good time to now have a more comprehensive feedback concerning everything that has happened in that time. But for now, this is the best that we can muster for you in terms of all the opinions and analysis that we can give. If you have any other contributions, you can put it in the comment section, and check out our Instagram, our Twitter, where we upload timely news updates on pertinent issues across Nigeria and the globe, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for joining us again today. Have a wonderful week.